Okay, so let's start our application with just the blush bronzer brush. So you've got your nice fluffy end. That's gonna put it on super like sparse, not very concentrated. You're gonna dip it in your bronzer, and I would pull some down your neck because most people, if at least your chest is much more tan than your face, or especially than your neck, because you know your head's there covering it. Now you can do it with the smaller end in small spots and then blend it around. I can't talk while you're doing it. If you're not getting enough of coverage that you want. So it just entails a little bit more blending. You can also, I like to take that light color. So this is, the bronzer is great because when you've got some more sun and you don't really want to buy another foundation shade, then you can just lightly, before or after or both, do a light layer all over. Now I like to do it before because it kind of just brings in a glow from underneath, but more importantly, we want to lay a dark color on the skin and not a light color, because dark colors cover up texture more. So if your main face color is a little too light, then you'll just lightly do this all over your face. Now, if your main face color is a little too dark, obviously you skip this step, okay? So I'm just gonna do super light, like you can barely tell where I'm putting that on. Okay, so we've done a super light layer pretty much all over our face. Now, the area that we typically put bronzer in, I'm gonna go in with not the fluffy end, the other end, the smaller, more dense end, and I'm gonna add a little bit more. So bronzer goes in the center of your forehead. It goes on the high points of your face. Okay, see where I'm adding that? Like where you would get a sunburn, basically. All right, where the sun is gonna touch your face. It's like up there on my cheekbones. Some people do their nose a little bit, their chin, things that stick out. You can do a little bit more on your forehead. And then again, I just double check my neck to kind of make it match my chest a little bit more. Okay, so you see I'm kind of glowy and bronzy now. So it's like self-tanner, but it doesn't smell bad. Now, we're gonna go into our foundation shade, so your darker color. Mine's getting a little low, so I'm gonna grab my other compact where it's fuller. So, you've got two highlight shades, right? And sometimes, so in the winter, you might need just the main one. In the summer, you might need to mix the two together. I said that backwards. In the winter, you might use your lighter one. It kind of just depends. So for now, start with your dark one. Let's make sure it's not too dark. If it is too dark, then we'll either mix the two or just use the lighter one. And we are going to very lightly, so I'm not picking up a lot of product. I'm not dragging it through here. I'm just dabbing it on. And mine's, you know, going down in the middle. I don't have as much. When they look like that, you can throw them on the stovetop and they'll melt back flat again. Okay. So I'm gonna lightly, with that smaller end of the brush, apply that where a man would have facial hair, okay? It takes so little product. You do not need a lot, barely once you tapping it in. And you're gonna do less when your product is new, okay? And if you're watching this, you probably just got your product, so you've got more in there. So I'm having to pick up a little more than you are, because mine's old and I'm picking up less. So about as high up as a beard would go, okay? And then I'm gonna also do it, definitely your darker color, not the lighter, on my nose. And when I do my nose, I'm kind of tapping in, because noses have larger pores. They need a little bit more love, a little bit more coverage. So anywhere, if you've got an age spot or anything specific you're trying to cover that's like discolored or darker colored, then you want to tap it like that, buff it in there. Stipple, we call it. Instead of like a light swipe or circular motion, you're gonna get fuller coverage that way. Okay, now, so that was my main color. I want you to go to your lighter color, okay? So for me, this is something that's over here. I want you to go to your lighter color, still the same end of the brush, and I'm gonna do that tapping motion up here, not right under my eye. I don't have as much texture over here beside my eye, right? And then I can kind of drag a little bit of that product under eye. Just spread it around. I don't want to put a ton of product there. Here's what you're gonna look for. If this color is too light, or if you've got too much texture under your eye and putting this light color here accentuates your texture, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go back into your darker color next time. So you can wipe it off if you want, or just tomorrow, you know, when you do it again. You wanna very lightly, I mean very lightly, do your under eye and with the darker color, okay? And then take your lighter color, your lighter, brighter color, and lightly brush it over that, okay? So that the light color isn't laying on your skin. Because if you put the light color on your skin, here's what to know. Here's how you'll know it's too light. If it's showing, like accentuating texture more than you have, I mean, obviously this is makeup. It doesn't make texture go away. If you want that, you know, you gotta do plastic surgery, Botox, all that kind of stuff. This is makeup, not magic, right? But if it's either not lasting all day in that area or accentuating the wrinkles, drawing attention to the wrinkles or the fine lines, your color's too light. You need to put the darker one down. And then you can brighten, even just brightening around it, like over here and right down here, where you don't have as much texture, will still get people looking up there at your eyes. And that's what we want. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of that light color and I'm gonna do between my brows. But see that I've got a lot of texture on my forehead. So I don't wanna get it up there into those fine lines. I'm pretty much kind of making a palm tree right up the center of my nose, not on the sides of my nose, because I don't want my nose looking bigger. That's not where I want people looking, right? I want them looking right here at my eyes, a little bit between my eyes, kind of like a mask, you know? That's where I want them looking. So that's my lighter color. Then we're gonna take our contour color. So that's your dark color. Okay, something like this. Mine's a little lighter. I'm gonna take our contour color. Now notice I'm not cleaning my brush between these. And I'm gonna feel where my cheekbones are. Some people also like to just draw this with their finger. They like to put their finger in it and draw the contour color with their finger. Okay, like this. It kind of goes in a, so I'm hugging just my cheekbone right there. And then I'm framing my face with it a little bit. Up here. And then you can do along your jawline as well. So you can put it on with your fingers. I tend to just put it on the brush. I'm going under my jaw. You want actually more of this color than you think. And you want more dimension in our face. Okay, and I'm blending up because I want to keep my cheekbones high. Now this is way easier when you're doing it yourself, right? I'm at 5 minutes at this point and we're almost done. And that's with me explaining it step by step. When you're not having to have this, you'll figure it out after about a week of doing it every day, okay? So I was totally under my chin to sharpen my jawline. I lifted up on my cheekbones and then I just did along my forehead. Now, if you had skipped that bronzer step, you'll need more on your forehead. We want your forehead darker because we want it absorbing light. That's not where we want people looking. We want them looking at our eyes. Now, I like to take a little bit more, some of my contour tricks, and go under your lower lip. That will make it look fuller. It'll make it look like it's standing out more. You can blend it, okay? So that's making it shadow. It makes it look like it's sticking out. And then you can also do it down the sides of your nose. Okay, we're gonna draw 2 lines and that's gonna thin out our nose and make it look narrower. So you can cheat and put them, you want them pretty close together, okay? You can go under your nose as well. Anywhere you do dark is gonna absorb light, so it's gonna have people not looking there. Okay, so if you've got if your nose is kind of big in that area, put it there. If your nose is big in this area, put it there. But the main thing you wanna do is draw those 2 lines down it. And then you can take your brush again, just kind of go over it. I actually wanna see those 2 lines from the front, but I don't wanna see them from the side. So I'm just kind of blending it down the sides and kind of bringing it here. I'm not adding any more product, I'm just spreading it around. Okay, can you see those lines? I don't really want to see them from the side, see, but I want to see them from the front. Then you can go back to your light color. I like to take that lighter, brighter color that you have, and I like to go my Cupid's bow and right down the center of the nose. Okay, and then again, I pick up excess product with that brush. Either side of the brush, really doesn't matter. I like to do the denser one. There we go. Now we add blush and we're done. Okay, so pick your blush. Doesn't matter what color you use. And I'm gonna go right over top of my contour line. And I barely touched it in this blush. A little goes a long way. And again, some people just choose to take their finger and dab it on there and then blend it around. So you can do that as well. That blush color can also be used on your lips. I'm not gonna use that one because it's a little too pink for me. But it can be used on your lips. Some people use it on their eyelids as well. So I'm just kind of blending back. I'm gonna keep my cheekbones high. And then again, if you wanna add more bronzer, this is the point where you would add that. It just kind of goes in the same area that we did it before, up on the high parts of your face. And you would just do that based on how much sun you have. But I like to put the bronzer down first because the darker the color laying against your skin, the smoother the texture is. That's why we want to use our dark foundation first if we can. It's better to use less of the dark foundation than have to use more of your lighter color to achieve coverage, because who wants to use more product? You're going to waste money, right? So there we go. All with the same brush, B-squared brush. I kind of go over the end of it with the fluffy end and just kind of make sure I'm blend all the colors together, pick up any excess product. We're done. Okay? Add whatever lip and eye you like, and you're good to go. And then once you finish, just have a nice soft look. I just added my eyes and my lips. Ready to go, all one brush.